Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is off the board with pineapple paper. So this is my Pinterest pin. Since it's December, I wanted to do a Christmassy kind of sketch. So you can see there's snowflakes on that sketch in case anyone is doing Christmas stuff right now. Maybe that will be a helpful sketch to use. I am still doing Avery's baby album though, so I won't be using snowflakes, but what I kind of decided to do was use stars instead, since that's non-Christmassy but still kind of gives you that look. So that's the plan. I just have two 4x4s here. One of them is my sister holding Avery with Bennett in frame, and the other one is just Avery looking cute with his chubby little cheeks. So I just wanted to get these scrapbooked and kind of document brothers. This is, I think, the first photo I have of Avery and Bennett together. So I really wanted to document that on this page. I just glued those photos together, and now I'm getting those first two paper layers behind the photos down. These layers aren't kind of as big as I wanted them to be, but again, we're kind of at the end of this kit. I'm using scraps, so I'm really just trying to use the pieces I have and just work with them that way. You can see I did get quite a few branding strips on here. I have a floral branding strip at the top, like 2/3 of another floral branding strip on the bottom, and then my last two scraps of that yellow branding strip that I had saved from a previous page. So that's creating the strips from the sketch, and now I'm just getting the layers behind my photos together before I can start embellishing. I'm using the rainbow stripe. It's one of the few 12x12s I have left, and a lot of my scraps were solid, like more solid kind of patterns or solid papers. So I thought it would be okay to do a rainbow stripe as the background since I'm pulling in more solids for the other layers. So that's kind of what I decided to do. I do end up going in and adding an extra layer. You can see here with these photos running off onto the stripe background, it just looks too like plain and floaty. Like I want one more layer to really encase the photos. So I'm gonna take that pinky coral solid that you can see to the right there. I'm going to take those scraps and kind of try to make it look like these photos are matted with that color too. But before I start gluing everything down, I'm going through with the papaya ink and inking everything. I've kind of been going back and forth between using the navy and the pink to ink everything. But since the papaya ink pad it comes with this collection and is from Close to My Heart, I really wanted to use that to ink everything on this page. So I'm just going through with my little finger dauber I found. I'm glad I have something like that to use. I really need to buy some more ink daubers, but this will do for now. So I'm just going through and inking everything, and then I'm pretty much going to lay it out the way I had it. And then to the left there, you can see the scraps of ephemera I have left over. I have a couple circular bits left over from that circular layout. And then there's a bunch of circular scraps from that camera die cut I had used on an earlier page. I had saved them because I thought they looked like really cute, like circle-y embellishment that I could use in layers or to create like a bubbly effect or something like that. So I do end up doing that on this layout when we get closer to the embellishment portion. But here you can see I took a couple of those papaya scraps and I'm just going to stack them on either side of my photo layers to make it look like the photos layered in this papaya color. And I think it really needed that. It kind of needed that color and that pop to ground all of this onto this more white background. And I think that makes a big difference. So I'm going to get that glued down. But that's pretty much the paper layers. So from here I need to glue down the branding strips, but after that, I pretty much just get to embellish. This was a pretty quick page. The sketch was pretty simple. And again, I'm using scraps. So there's only so much I can do. So it really kind of came together quickly. There is some journaling in the sketch coming down from the photo down to the bottom branding strip, and I chose the striped background because if I did journal I already had lines, so I was thinking that would be really nice if I did decide to journal on the background. But as I was looking at this, I really kind of felt like there wasn't a whole lot to say about these photos. They're just cute pictures, and the title I want to incorporate brothers because that's really the theme of this page. But other than, you know, noting that like they're brothers, there's not a whole lot I needed to say about it. So that was just my thought process. And another reason I like to use stripes as the background, but I didn't quite need it for that reason on this page. But I'm happy with how it's looking. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and you'll see at this point, I know this is the last layout that you're seeing me make, but I still, the 4 previous layouts to this one, I made after this one chronologically, but you'll see I'm not gutting anything. At this point, I've made quite a few layouts this month, and I'm trying to get down on my scraps, so I'm trying not to continue to gut to create more scraps, because I'm at the point in my process where I'm really trying to get them used up. So I didn't gut that rainbow background. The most scraps I have from this kit are this rainbow stripe. And the background is kind of a very multicolor, busy pattern as well. So I'm trying not to get more. Like, if it was one of the other pattern papers I needed more of, then yeah, I would gut it. But I have a lot of scraps of this rainbow stripe, so I really didn't need to make more. And then here you can see I'm going to my second sticker sheet. There's one sticker that was left on the first sticker sheet, and that was this typewriter. So I told myself I'm 100% getting this typewriter on here so I could say I 100% killed the first sticker sheet. And then now you can see the second sticker sheet that I pulled in that I got with the extra paper pack. And I'll just embellish a little extra with some of those pieces. But I definitely wanted to get the typewriter on here. It was the last sticker left on the sheet, and I really wanted to be able to say I killed one of those sheets completely. I do end up popping this typewriter up on some foam, but you can see before I stick it down, I'm trying to create a little background cluster with some of the circle scraps. So I have one of those navy circles, and then I took one of the stickers from the other sticker sheet. That's the yellow kind of firework looking sticker, and now I'm popping the typewriter up on some foam so it has some dimension, but you can see how that creates a nice little cluster. Those circles create a nice little base. It's always hard when you have these die cuts with a white rim and then they're overlapping a white dominant background. You don't really want them to blend together, so adding a couple layers behind that icon can really help. So let's see. So I'm pretty happy with how the top cluster is looking. I definitely want to add wood grain and create a visual triangle with wood grain. I needed a tag for the sketch, so I pulled in the last wood grain tag I had from the wood grain bits and put that the same place it was in the sketch. So I know there's wood grain there. I had some wood grain chevrons in that punch out too, so I layered those up above that second photo. So now I'm trying to see where else I can add wood grain to create that visual triangle, and I still had a big wood grain star in that ephemera, so that's why I decided to do in the bottom right hand corner. And I decided to do a similar thing where I layered up that last circle behind it. And then again, I'm looking back at the sketch and I'm seeing these snowflakes, and since I am already using the stars, I decided to pull in the star stickers from the sticker sheet as well. So I'm trying to play around and get all of those used up, but it started to look like a sticker sneeze again, where there's stickers in too many places and they weren't clustered in cohesive groups. So I moved them around a little bit to kind of make it look more clustery, so your eye wasn't just going everywhere. Although now I technically kind of feel like there's 4 groups of wood grain instead of 3. So I wasn't really pleased about that, but I really wanted some wood grain up there by the typewriter, and I really wanted to get these stars used up. So that's what I decided to do. I'm committing now with the typewriter though, so that's getting stuck down. And then you can see all those circles to the left there, all of those scraps from the punch out camera. I'm getting all of them except for the white ring used up on this page, and you would have seen me use that white ring on a previous page I ended up doing after this one. But all those scraps get used up, which is why I don't throw them away. I think they added a really kind of fun, whimsical, like childlike touch to this page with all of those different colored bubbles. But before I get there, I did want to add my title. The sketch has the title in the bottom right hand corner on top of the branding strip, so that's where I'm putting mine. There's not an alphabet that comes in this collection other than like the word stickers, but I really didn't want to use one of those on this page, so I just got some blue tone-on-tone alphas from my stash, but the blue wasn't the same kind of blue, so to make it look like it's not too out of place, I wanted to do that alphabet in another spot too, just so it's balanced. It would have looked really weird if it was just one word and it was a different color, but now that there's two words across the page in the same color, it makes a little bit more sense. So I wanted to say like cute or something at the top there, but I was out of E's or maybe I was out of T's, I can't remember. But I didn't have the letters I needed for that, so I just did aw, and then I realized I only had one W, so I just used two M's and put them upside down. And that's kind of how I got around that. But now that my title's down, I'm going in with those little scrap pieces of circles. I think that's a really cute, fun detail. I was going to go in with some enamel dots for an additional finishing touch, but I thought since I did add these scrap pieces of the circles with different colors, I thought it would start to look too busy. So I decided not to do enamel dots on this one. But I think this was a really fun little detail. And then I did go in and add some blue and white twine to the tag. But I think that's pretty much it. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out the description for everyone else playing along with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. And I will see you in the next process video. Bye.